Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. Table topping at one point, Newcastle United. We have dropped down to second place, but that is because we do technically have a game in hand, which is going to be up against Arsenal in today's episode. The reason why we were top of the table is because we are still undefeated in all competitions. We started off with a 3-1 victory against Aston Villa. It was Marlon Charles with 2, Eduardo Romero also scoring a goal in this one. Then against Blackburn in the Carabao Cup third round, it was a fully rotated side. Jordan Ormerod, Greg Huddle and Marlon Charles with the goals. Against Everton, a 1-0 victory, Fernando Zelaya from the penalty spot. And then this happened. Against HJK in the Europa League 2, we scored 10 and won 10-0. Chole with a goal, a hat-trick for Eduardo Romero. Mateo Lopez-Bays as well getting on the score sheet. Bill Melbourne with 2, Edson with a single goal, and Marlon Charles also with 2 goals. It means we currently sit top of that group because Galatasaray versus Aris was another 0-0 draw. So we're the only team in that entire group to, let alone win a game, to score even score a goal. No one scored goals other than us, and we've got 10 of them. Before we've even kicked a ball, we've dropped down to third place because Manchester United have won their game against Chelsea, putting them on top of the table. So we can still go top if we beat Arsenal. It's going to be tough. Arsenal are a very good side, and they do obviously have our former captain, Lewis Cook, as well. Although, I think he's only started 2 of their 7 Premier League games. So they don't really like him too much, apparently. The starting lineup then will be Adonam in goal, Delati, Zelaya, Andre and Marlon Charles as a back 4, Charles Cesar, Bill Melbourne and Christ Chole in the middle, Edson, Gerardini and Eduardo Romero will be the front 3. On the bench we do have a couple of youngsters. I say youngsters, then some of them aren't that young anymore, are they? The bad boy Bobby Mills is there, Eric Horn is also there, so is Greg Huddle. I'm still sprinkling in these young English players that we've brought through our youth team. They're slowly getting their appearances. I think the bad boy Bobby Mills, if you ignore the Europa League things, I think he's our second top goal scorer. So, as expected then, Arsenal are not playing Lewis Cook. They are playing Yuri Tielemans and somebody called Pellin as somewhat... Are they defensive? No, they're central midfielders, and those 3 are attacking midfielders. Okay, Arsenal are trying to win this thing, which kind of makes sense. It's football. 5.5 minutes on the clock. Zelaya with the ball. Delati inside his own half, finds Bill Melbourne. Now Edson plays it forward, Romero into the area. Early chance, early goal for Eduardo Romero. His 6th goal of the season. Just 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. We are in front against Arsenal. We are back on top of the table. I said at the end of last season that I think I've taken Newcastle as far as I can take them. I'm clearly lying, apparently, because If it keeps going this way, we're going to be champions of the Premier League. Edson's nicked the ball away from Pellin. Is it going to be 2-0 after 16 minutes? Keeps running over the halfway line, does Edson, the Brazilian wonder kid. He's gone all the way over to the left-hand side. He goes for goal. It was an awful effort. Probably shouldn't have even tried that. 20 minutes in, and I think it's safe to say that we're doing a good job against Arsenal at the moment. Throw deep inside the Arsenal half. Romero gets it from Delati, gets the ball back to the Italian. Romero once again. Delati now. Is he going to cross it in? He does cross it in. Gerardini is there, and the Mexican scores his 3rd goal of the season. It is 2-0 against Arsenal. 32.5 minutes on the clock. We're going to walk the league at this rate. Do you remember last season when we beat Real Madrid 3-0 and I got really arrogant? I should probably stop doing that. Throw for Delati once again. Everything seems to start on the right-hand side. Melbourne back to Delati. Now Charles Cesar, the Brazilian, plays it all the way across. Finds the left-back Marlon Charles into the area. Goes for goal. It's 3-0 and it's not even half-time. So our last match we played, we won 10-0 against an average Finnish side, I'd say. We're 3-0 up against a very good Arsenal side at the moment. I'm so glad I've picked to show the Arsenal and Spurs games because Sod's Law is the next match that we play, I think it's Aris, isn't it, in the Europa League. It's going to be a 0-0 draw, isn't it? Edson with the ball, plays it back to Delati, not quite at half-time. Across to Charles Cesar. Cesar going to play it all the way across to Marlon Charles on that left-hand side. Back to Andre. Cesar again. Now Chole, we're passing it around, looking lovely, dominating the game, definitely in control. Finds Delati on the right. He's got 2-3 in the box. He's going to go for goal himself. It's straight at Dragowski. Half-time then. It is 3-0. Arsenal haven't even shown up. Obviously no changes at half-time because why would you change perfection? I mean, I would like something to happen in the second half. Bill Melbourne, for some reason, is on a 6.7. He's the only player in our side who isn't doing very well, and I don't understand what he's done. Marlon Charles gets tackled by Lewis Cook, who has made his way onto the pitch. Andre all the way back to Adnan in goal. 64 minutes on the clock. I'd love to win 5-0. Do you think that's possible? Maybe we can get 2 more goals in this half. Melbourne to Charles Cesar. Cesar across, finds Edson. He's got Delati making a run down that right-hand side. Is he going to cross it in? Stops, plays it back instead. Charles Cesar's going to collect it. Marlon Charles is making a run. He's gone the opposite way. Delati once again. Edson's in the area. Edson plays it across. Gerardini is there. It is 4-0. 64 minutes on the clock. What is happening? What has happened to this Newcastle side? All I've done over the summer is sell players. I've done nothing else. I've not really invested. I bought Bill Melbourne. That is it. Everyone else was already here. We're beating Arsenal 4-0. Highlights straight after the goal. Please nick the ball off them straight away. Skriniar with the ball. Finds Tielemans. Plays it back to Sosa. Is this the only Arsenal attack that we're going to see? Skriniar forward to Cook. Back to Skriniar. I don't know if that's how it's said. Probably not. Gerardini nicks it away. Has it back again. Bill Melbourne. Now Eduardo Romero. Stops just outside the centre circle, finds Edson on the right. He's got loads of players in the box. Kicks it straight into the first man though. Tielemans to Sosa. Plays it forward. Charles Cesar though intercepts it. Edson heads down. Romero was there. It's gone for goal. Dragowski can make a very easy save. Now I've paused it because I want to do some subs. What do I possibly change here? Like, in what world do you go, yeah, you're not playing so well? Do we go for fitness? Choli's got the lowest and so's Marlon Charles. So Choli will come off. Greg Huddle, I guess, will come on. Then Marlon Charles for Andre. And then Marlon Charles for Munoz. Sure. I don't know why we're doing that. We're just looking at fitness now. 10 minutes to play of the match. And it's looking like we're picking up a very good 3 points. Still 5 minutes left. Romero with the ball. Charles Cesar collects it. Romero's making a run. Gerardini gets it. Greg Huddle forward to Romero. Takes a few touches. Goes for goal himself. He makes it 5. And what a way to finish the match. 5-0 against Arsenal. 5-0. Although last match we scored 10, I'm happier with the 5 here. It's not quite over. There's 20 seconds to play, and we have ourselves a highlight. Andre with a throw. Please make it 6. Please make it 6. Gerardini gets the ball. Plays it across. Bill Melbourne's there. Takes a touch. It's not the best of touches. It's 6-0. What is going on? It's 6-0 against Arsenal. Bill Melbourne scoring his 4th goal of the season. We're definitely top of the table. I was expecting this episode against Arsenal and Spurs to be 2 very difficult matches. I would love to play Arsenal every week if they perform like this. There you have it then. 6-0. 6-0 against Arsenal. It wasn't as if they were bad. I mean, they weren't good. But we were just ridiculous. I don't think we've performed like that since 4 days ago when we played HJK. I nearly went aggressively. No, passionately. A very nice victory. Pat on the back. Just don't blow it too much out of proportion. So then, match 1 of the episode ended with a 6-0 victory, putting us back on top of the table. Next up then is Spurs, but that is in 13 days' time, so we do have an international break, and it's good because it means half of our players can get their fitness back, because quite a few of them were starting to look a little bit tired. We are back then for match number 2 of the episode, up against 9th place Tottenham, managed by Pep Guardiola, and as always, we've dropped down to 2nd place. We could actually pick up 4 points from this episode, score 6 goals against Arsenal, 4 goals against Spurs, and then concede 4, obviously, if it was just a draw, and still not be top of the table. That's just ridiculous. The starting lineup that we are going to go for then, Adnan will be the goalkeeper, a back 4 of Delati, Munoz, Andre and Marlon Charles. Munoz has come in for Zelaya because he's picked up an injury. He's out for a couple of days, I think. Nothing too serious. What is it? It's a week. He's out for a week. The midfield triangle is the same as the last match. So Charles Cesar, Bill Melbourne and Christ Cheole. It's going to be Edson, Gerardini and Eduardo as the front 3 once again. In between matches, I had a quick look at Marlon Charles. Marlon Charles is now 5-star ability. 5-star ability. Like, not even 4.5. He's 5-star ability. He can't get better, technically, because that's how 5-star works, right? And can he be 5.5 star? Is he going to be the first ever 5.5 star ability player in Football Manager? Also, he's probably going to end up playing the rest of this season as a left-back, isn't he? Because Dini starting to lock that position down a little bit. Well, this is match number 9 of the Premier League season, and we are still undefeated. Hold on, early corner for Spurs. Back post, header from Markovic is over the bar. Still undefeated. Corner for Cheole, comes in towards the back post. It's a header clear from Martinez, and now Markovic can lump the ball upfield for Spurs. Header back down, though, from Marlon Charles. Has to go backwards. Andre with the ball. Is this a highlight, or is it just going to end any second now? Adenam, Brazil's number 1 goalkeeper. Munoz, Charles Cesar Munoz, once again. Edson at lovely control. He's just got a new contract, by the way. It's an awful effort from Edson. It's gone wide. It's still 0-0. Goal kick for Spurs. Dele Alli has it now, and Ndombele with the ball runs through the middle of the pitch, gets past 2 Newcastle players, keeps going, does Ndombele. On the left he's got a player, on the right he's also got a player, not even going to try and pronounce his name. Is he going to get his shot away? He does get his shot away. How have they not scored? Marlon Charles almost scored then, apparently. It's going to be a corner. Not sure who is going to be taking it. It's Saigankov. Sure, that'll do, sure. Header clear, header all over the place. Saigankov once again, the corner taker tries to cross it in, hits Bill Melbourne, hits the corner taker. We win ourselves a goal kick. I've just spotted somebody on the Spurs bench who I am not happy to see. Saiganov with a corner for Spurs. We're 1-0 down. Markovic with the goal. I'm too distracted. I'm too distracted by my mortal enemy, Crepin Diatta. He's there, isn't he? He's actually there. He played against us in the Champions League semi-final. Was it semi-final? Quarter-final for Real Madrid. He's now signed for Spurs for £39 million. He's going to come on. He's going to score the winner. I hate him. I don't know why. I do know why. He's constantly a thorn in my side. Andre with a free kick, 22 minutes now. Marlon Charles can run with the ball across. Charles Cesar, the deep line playmaker from Brazil, forward to Melbourne. Dini, the Mexican wonder kid with the ball now, can run straight towards the goal. Is he going to pull the trigger? Stops, does pull the trigger. That was worse than Edson's effort. We've had 2 decent opportunities. It's just the final product has not been there so far. Another corner for Spurs, 28 minutes. Saigankov goes over to take it, number 18, towards the front post. It's 2-0. We're going to lose our first game of the season, and we are going to stick to second place, aren't we? Not happy with this performance. We've gone from scoring 6 against Arsenal to conceding 2 against Spurs. Not quite at half-time. We potentially have a chance to get back into this game. Edson with the ball in the penalty area, goes for goal. It's a great save from the keeper. We win ourselves a corner. We are going to have time to hopefully take this. Christ-Chole, the Ivorian international, goes over to take it towards the back post. It's a header clear. Andre collects it, though. Where is the central defender going to go? Where is he going to go? Get tackled. Fair enough. Half-time then, we are 2-0 down, and we are not doing well so far. Angrily, you can have an angry team talk. Dini, 6.3, a 6.5 for Romero, 6.6 for Edson. Looking at the numbers, we're just not doing so hot. Midfield, actually, Bill Melbourne is the only real player, and I guess Marlon Charles, who are doing anything. Right, maybe we do ourselves a rearrange. Dini is going to be getting substituted. I didn't sort out my subs bench. Johnny Santos is going to come on as a left-back. He's a right-back by trade, but he's also very good at football. I'm hoping he can play as a left-back. He should be able to do it. He'll be fine. Also, do we want to do Romero off for the bad boy? No. We can't do it, can we? Can we do that? Yes, we can. I can't believe I'm doing that. The bad boy Bobby Mills is coming on. Corner for Edson, just a minute into the second half. Back post is Marlon Charles. His header hits the top of the bar. It is still 2-0 to Spurs. Throw on the halfway line. Markovic takes it, the first goal scorer for Spurs. Now, Ben Godfrey, the best central defender in the game for me. Martinez now, just inside the Newcastle half. Markovic forward to Dele Alli, the second goal scorer. Back to Vagani. Now Martinez with some space on that right-hand side. Nobody's closing him down. Now Saigankov, the corner taker to Martinez. And Ndombele goes for goal. It's over the bar. Vigano with a throw to Poirier. Poirier is hopefully going to get tackled. He doesn't. Vagani back to Vigano. No relation, because the names are completely different. Markovic with the ball. Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey forward to Vagani. Across Ndombele with lots and lots of space. Christ-Chole's running over to chase him down. He's going to foul him, isn't he? Ndombele gets past his man. Keeps going down the right-hand side. Chole doesn't manage to get there, but the pass is intercepted. The bad boy Bobby Mills. Back to Cesar. Now Johnny Santos on the wrong wing. Hopefully he can do the job. Chole with the ball. Santos is making a run. Tries to switch sides. Doesn't do a good job of it. And Spurs can now have another chance on goal. And Ndombele down the right-hand side. Crosses in. Back post is Poirier. His effort is whistled. Nearly said whistled. It's not a word. I whistled past the post. Well, Chole's having a shocker as well. He's going to be coming off. Greg Huddle is coming on. That is all of our subs. This is not a good match, is it? It's not a good match. We're still second. We're going to lose our undefeated run in the Premier League. We're still second place. We're chasing for that title this season. And it did end 2-0. We were not very good, were we? We were not very good at all. And much like us against Arsenal, Spurs just played really well, didn't they? Lots of high numbers there for some of their players. Some of their players, awful. Poirier gets a 6.4. Well, time for a shouting at. You're not coming in for training tomorrow because we do have to play a Europa League 2 match in about 3 days' time. Well, the first defeat of the season then does put us into second place. However, we can possibly drop down to third, can't we, come the end of Sunday when Watford face Manchester United. So what we're going to do, we're going to go forward and see what happens from that. So in an episode where we win 6-0, we drop down 2 places. What? How? How can we do that? This is a 3-horse race. This is a 3-horse race and we are the 3rd horse. And unfortunately, I feel like we're going to stay the 3rd horse. Well, that is going to do it then for this episode. Obviously, the 6-0 victory against Arsenal was spectacular. The 2-0 defeat against Spurs was awful. Next episode, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little bit of Europa League 2 action. So we're going to go for Norwich and Aris. We're only actually going to play 1 league game in between episodes, which is actually not too bad. So by the time we return, we might still be 3rd. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. If you did enjoy the 6-0 victory, please do remember to leave a like. Hit the subscribe button if you are new here, and I will see you next time with more Football Manager.